Welcome, everybody, to the East Edition of Phoenix, where we all get together every week to try and help one another in some way and try and grow this group to a point where we could really stand back and show the work that we've done. We're not doing it all alone, we're doing it as a group together in some way. We all have very different businesses, that's true, but there's a common thread between all of us. And that's when we get together, we just have that mindset. And Penny Lee can tell you that when you get those people together, you get more. It's synergistic. That's what Wendy's all about as well. Getting more than one people together, and then the sum of it all is more than individuals. So it's that's how we all do it. So just to give you a little idea, this week is Women's International Women's Week, or Women's Day is on Friday, and the flower that is commended is mimosa. You know, mimosa, the one with the orange juice and the champagne. That's what it's all about. Women are all about celebration. It's all about getting together, and it vibrates to the energy of yellow. Yellow is a sun fire color, and it's really when women do anything, they bring that ray of light to everything that they do. And we just wanted to commemorate them for all the work that they have to do, not only raise kids, but to raise us, all the men, because we have to get to a point where we're less into ourselves and more into other people, and we become stronger, I think, in many ways when we have a good woman, whether it's an aunt, a mother, a daughter, whatever. It embellishes your life. So we just wanted to highlight that for today. So whether you're getting flowers or getting something for your lady, it's a commemoration of all the things that women do for the planet, for everything. It's when women get involved, they accent everything. You give them a little bit of vegetables and some meat, they'll make an awesome meal. And everything that they do, they make it better. When they get there. So in all of that, we have Wayne Pratt here. He's substituting for Bernie. And so thank you, Wayne, for coming in today to help out Bernie with that. And just before I forget, there is a time change this weekend. Make sure you turn your clocks ahead, fall or spring ahead, okay, sort of thing, so that we're on time. Any meetings that you do on Monday will change a little bit, but that happens automatically to our phone. Like my mom, she has a dial, and she has to set everything the way it used to, or the clock radio just turns 12 all the time, you know? Um, okay, we have that. All right, so we'll give you a little bit of stats on how we're doing overall. Now, those that are on Facebook Live or LinkedIn Live or our YouTube channel, we'd like to welcome you. If you have any questions for any of our members as we're going through the meeting, please let us know. If you have a business, please come in. I mean, we are probably the best online group, most affordable for sure. But we really care about getting people to come together and do well, not only from a business perspective, but you'll grow personally as well. You'll be more confident, and we'll make sure that you kind of join all the things that we do. So this is our site, pbex.ca. When you come in, of course, it shows this is our hub. Everything that you want on here is here. The member of the week this week is Dwight Thompson. He is our Taste Sweet Life catering person that we have highlighting for this week. There's his e-card. There's a video right there. Shows a little bit about what he does and all the amazing foods that he produces. If you do have a visitor and you want them to come on, this is the place to be. One of the biggest questions is a visitor says, well, how do I get on and when? These red buttons are there for that reason exactly. So if it's our Wednesday group, which is this one, this is the button that they would press between 8 and 9, and the Zoom number is embedded in that button. Last night we had our after hours meeting, which was amazing. So those that were there, Sam and others, it's mostly a mastermind group to try and get you to get your goals. And if you're in the weekly group, it doesn't cost anything. So we did that on purpose because we just wanted you to have an option to look at your goals and maybe have some accountability in all of that, and that makes every bit of difference. Okay, so we are at right now 17,000 in terms of shared business since the beginning of the year. We're a little down, but we are still looking at getting some opportunities coming up. So this is a brand new month, basically, for the month of March. Anything that you've done or that you've shared business with, just let me know. Either text me, email me, or Bernie. Let us know what your numbers are so we could change this. I don't know any specifics in terms of who you did business with, but it just basically overall the numbers so that we could add this 17,000 plus to the 4.5 million that we've done since we've opened up Phoenix about 8 years ago. We have about 84 referrals so far this year, adds on to the 7,100 that we've done since Phoenix has been around. Our new e-cards over the last couple of years, we've got 1,648. And what that represents is, as a group, when we share our e-cards online, on YouTube, Facebook, make sure you put your link at the very bottom. This is Eric's e-card, and have your link there. Because if somebody wants to get a hold of you, they'll have that on their phone. And that's where you really want it. People live and die with their phones. They are literally having accidents, whether they're driving or walking. People are walking into sewers, fountains, because they're so attached to their phone, right? And so when we get our contact information on our phone, that's gold, people. It really is. And I'm noticing, and that's just for my business, I can't speak for anybody else. It's probably different for others, but it takes about 2 years before a contact goes on their phone before I get it. Because I'm starting to get, we've had the e-card now for about 2.5 years, and I'm now starting to get more referrals because of the e-card. And the first thing they say is that, I've had your contact information on my phone, just wondering when I could start using your services. And it's, for me, it's about 2 years. For someone like Sam, it'll be a lot quicker because he does cars, and people will want that stuff right away. The last thing you want, and I don't think Sam wants to work on a car that hasn't been tire changed in 2 years. So it's a make sure that you post your e-card, put your QR on your waiting room and in the back of your seat of your car, just so people can see who and what you are. As far as our special events, every Tuesday, Bernie has his East Trade Winds networking here at 8 o'clock. And there again, that's the button that connects to that space. We've got Jacqueline Richards every Tuesday, 6:30 doing her yoga. Mix and Mingle coming up. That's East Hunt Club Manor. That's on Hunt Club, and I believe it's Bank Street. There's right on that corner. So it's a lunch. 11:30 to 1:30. You want to make a note of it on your calendar. If you want to sign up for that, just basically hit the red button. And it's the 26th of March, and just put your contact information there, basically. Okay, and that's how to get through that. So we also have my feng shui class coming up on March 30th at 11 a.m. It's a 7-hour intensive course on how your home and your business can bring you money, bring you love, and it's all in your floor space of your home. Penny Lee's had her dancing and healing classes, and all the classes and times are there. And if you want to know if you can give a referral to somebody, this is one of the biggest things that we see, and I hear time and time again. I know Mike's going to probably touch on this. That if somebody says they're looking for an electrician or looking for a mechanic or looking for an accountant, this is where you would start to look. In other words, this is everybody that's in Phoenix is here. The QR is right there. So if it's on your phone, right now I'm on my computer, but when you're on your phone, you could take that QR, make it larger with a diagonal swipe, as we know, and you could share that with another person. So this is where the power comes in, because somebody that really wants you or likes you can share it. But if you're in a supermarket, someone's talking about it, and you know someone in the group is doing that, that doesn't cost you anything to find out this part of it. and share that QR with someone else. And this is where that is makes it very powerful, because we all know about 200, 500, maybe some people know 1,000 people. That's what we all want to tap into. Not the fact that you're going to buy some meat, or you're going to get a coaching, or you're going to get another accountant. Share someone who needs one of those services. That's where the power is in this group, is to share our people and our list with other people. All right. So everybody's there. And this is where you want to be able to go. It's right on the main page, that QR directory, very powerful. Okay. It's also on your e-card as well. It makes it very, very simple. Okay. There's the Phoenix code in case somebody is a visitor. They want to know more about Phoenix. Show them this code on your phone. All right. So that's about it for that part of it. And let's move right into our education. Mike, do you have something for us?
Yeah, thank you, Tony.
Yeah.
Morning, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. Let's see, what shall we talk about today? Well, you know what? I always like at the beginning of the month, I do this for the Bell's Corners group, is give a little overview on how we can notch up our game and even become a better Phoenix member, which is important to all of us. So, a good tip here, you heard it before, but I always believe repetition is the mother of all skill. And so, number one, attend all meetings is a really, really good start. And it shows everybody your commitment and your professionalism, and also the respect to your fellow members and our founder, Tony, with all the work that he goes through to benefit us. Number two, if you can't make a meeting, then take an option of getting a substitute to represent your business. We see a great example this morning that Bernie couldn't make it and brought in his friend Wayne to do his infomercial, and then from that, Wayne gets an opportunity to do his infomercial too. What's really cool here and is that when a substitute does come in, but some of these substitutes that are coming in, they're not even aware of what networking groups are. So they get a good feel of what we're doing. And from that, that could attract that individual as a new member. And maybe they have some business to give to our fellow members when they substitute. Big tip here, though, when you do get a substitute, make it simple for them. We all know what you do. And don't give them some in-depth script to read that puts them on the spot and it's hard to go through or what have you. Keep it simple. We want to make sure that they are feeling having fun and being part of the meeting. And also, too, if you have a substitute, give the chapter president or Tony a call and say, hey, listen, you know what? I got so and so coming in or what have you. And then that way they're aware and they can make them feel welcome when they first join a Zoom. We've all joined a Zoom group, that we might have not been part of, and you're just, it's nice to be welcome and made felt safe. So that's some tips about substitute. And you know what? Life gets in the way sometimes. So last minute, you wake up, you look at your phone, whatever curveball comes along, you can't make the meeting that you are going to had an intention to make. Give or text Tony or your chapter president. Just say, listen, last second, couldn't make it because of blah blah blah, and Tony will let the members know. And what's important about that is it shows, instead of like, we're so and so today or what have you, Tony says so and so can't make it because, blah, blah, blah. Then we all feel that, it showed respect. Showed respect to the fellow members, and Tony, as the founder, that they at least made an effort. And Tony, in most cases, have recordings of everybody's infomercial and will be able to play that. But that's only for kind of the last minute. And so again, it shows respect to our founder, Tony, and your chapter members. And always remember, VC, visibility is credibility. So I just want to take a little minute here and talk to also about notice and reflect on some of the kindness that you've experienced already this new year, whether as a giver or receiver, or even the witness to it. Keep your heart open and curious, and may this reflection inspire some more kind and compassionate experiences for you each and every single day. And the key is, we appreciate the small things you do with regularity and offer it up with loving kindness. Lend a hand where possible, lighten somebody's daily chores, open a door, shovel a walkway, or send a smile and to brighten somebody's day. Express gratitude, very important, for each and every little thing. Say please and thank you as you give and receive. Call a friend that may be struggling and just say, hey, how's it going? You know, man, hi. These small acts of kindness and being present to others makes a big difference in our world. And so please take a moment to stop, breathe, reflect, and decide on how many choices of kindness are open to you and remain calm, acting with intentional kindness and compassion. So make it so, and you will benefit from these precious moments. And always remember, the main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. Thanks, Tony.
Thanks a lot, very much, Mike, for that. Okay, let's get right into our introductions, and Mike will be presenting later. So those that are watching on Facebook Live, you might want to watch for that because Mike has some incredible news about his industry, about his business that you might be interested in. In the not sure if he's doing the coaching or the We Care focus, but both are dynamic things that you need to listen to. So more on that. Let's hear a little bit from Sam. Sam, what's going on in Orleans?
Beautiful sunny day here in Orleans this morning. Don't have the sunshine. You have to move here. That's all I can say. Anyway, Sam Stewart connectedcars.ca. My contact information I just put in the chat. Well, I do dash cameras. Here's an example of a dash camera that I install. I recommend front dash camera and the rear one. Protects you not only while you're driving, recording everything that's going on, also and that can work while you're parked in the parking lot or a grocery store or a mall, wherever you're going to get those people that might hit your vehicle and take off. Not that they aren't out there, but they are. Anyway, also I do small repairs, brake jobs, oil changes, and well, the weather was quite nice. I think Rick took off his beard there yesterday because he was so warm, but I don't recommend taking off your snow tires just yet. You just might want to, get your vehicle and wash off some of that salt that's been accumulating, but I do not recommend that you take your snow tires quite off yet. I do that come April. That's when I recommend it. So that's where I would suggest if you want them done, contact me and I'll do it for you. Sam Stewart, connectedcars.ca, today's mobile electronics without the cost of the vehicle, and lots more. Oh, yes. Things going on. Things BAMs wise. Well, I had a squash BAM with our friend Dave yesterday. I got one game off him, but he got me the rest of them. So nothing's changed there too much yet so far. I continue to advertise for our friend Alex with Evolta when I give my receipts to my customers. And I attended the after-hours meeting yesterday that Tony mentioned, and Kenny Lee helped me set down some goals and some performance measures in doing that. Thank you very much, Penny Lee. That's it.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Sam. And over to Dave. Dave Belleville. Go ahead, bud.
Hey, did you guys hear the dog howl? Tony was speaking.
Yeah. You must like my voice.
he was talking to get outside. It was like he's
okay. Yeah, I have that effect on pets.
And anyway, Dave Belleville from Belleville's Poultry Frozen Foods. I always have a passion for food, and I love finding new things to sell. And last Christmas, I did this turkey for a customer, and she said it was the best thing she's ever eaten. And I said, well, if you're that gung ho about it, then we should try to promote this product for Easter, because let everybody know. So the deal is, if you book a turkey from me and you buy some salmon for Easter, you'll get the turkey for 10% off. And my price already is a very good price on the free range bird. If you look on the internet, there's people that are $3 a pound more expensive than me. And the reason for that is that they have way more overhead than me. And have a passion for food, not for price, not for quality, but just for people having a great experience for Easter. And that's what I'm all about. So anyway, that's it. As far as the BAM is concerned, Sam told you I kicked his ass yesterday, and but I'm getting older. I'm getting slower. So it's he's gonna have a chance one of these days. Also, I wanted to mention that we had booked that the heat pump, but that also triggers a referral for Alex doing the electrical work in the house as well. So so if you do a heat pump, you're actually getting 2 referrals out of the deal because you're covering 2 business people. So that's it about for me this week, and carry on, people.
Absolutely. Thank you, Dave. And Susan Ebbs, over to you, girl.
Good morning. Thank you so much, Tony. Susan Ebbs, I'm with Total Renewal, and we're affiliated with Melaleuca.com. We specialize in cleaning your house with non-toxic products. The one I'd like to spotlight today, pre-spot. Come on in the picture. There he is. Okay, so you're out partying and you spill some wine on your shirt, or you guys get some soup on your tie when you're out at the restaurant. We have a small purse-sized one, pre-spot. You just dab a little bit on it, rub it in, and when you go to do your wash, that spot will be gone. This is a bigger size, which is what you can use for when you're doing your laundry. If you've got the spots that have been sitting for a while, you can spray it or push it on, and it's got a little brush on the end, which just gets the pre-spot in this. It's mostly hydrogen peroxide that's being used. And again, it's concentrated, 4 times concentrated. A little goes a long ways, and you'll just get so clean clothing. Let's see, BAMs. I had a BAM with Steve. Well, we talked with Sam. No, not Sam. Steve. We've got to set up a BAM one of these days when he gets around to it. And ongoing business with Penny Lee, and hopefully soon more ongoing business with Wendy again. So Susan Ebbs, I'm trying out a new model. It's called Thrive with Total Renewal. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Susan. And over to Eric. Are you ready, Eric, or are you right in the middle of something?
No, I'm okay.
Okay, my friend, go ahead.
I always multitask a little bit, but I'm okay. Eric Sonego from the accounting firm of Eric Sonego Professional Group. We specialize in small and medium-sized companies. We are located in Canada, and everything else about us is in the chat line.
Okay, and any referrals or any BAMs with any?
No, because I don't want to talk about my my dependency on a certain member of the chapter. So
you got it. We'll keep it on the QT.
All right.
Yeah, so those deliveries are hard to go through. Over to Wendy.
Wow, this is for Bernie? Did you say
Wendy?
Oh, Wendy, sorry.
Wendy, yeah.
Okay, good morning, everyone. I'm the real estate broker of the group. The market is moving. There's lots of movement going on. There's also a lot of complicated stories from both buyers and sellers. I'm finding that things don't come together as easily as they used to be. And that's something that I started in real estate with over 15 years ago. You know, there's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of disruptions. There's a lot of things that need to come together for people to be able to come to an agreement. So I'm looking for people who are wanting that conversation. They want to make a move, unsure. I would love to sit down with them and go through the options and just figure out, is this the best time for you? I've been talking to Ismael, and we're looking at perhaps redoing our website. We haven't been happy with ours, and ours is a bit stale. So change is always good. Change equals growth. Penny Lee, she's putting in an order with Norwex, so I'll let you know when that's ready. And also Terry Black invited me to an event on Friday for International Women's Day. So I'm excited to meet with her as well as other women, and we can celebrate our achievements our successes and our challenges. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, Wendy. Yeah, that was very good. And over to Penny Lee.
Good morning, everyone. Penny Lee Provo, the dancing motivator and co-founder of the Graduate Thrivers Incorporated. Today, I'd like to remind you how spring is trying to peek around the corner. Of course, you know, in the springtime, we have lots of renewal of life. We have plants trying to burst out, and we also have to do our cleanup of the yard and the old, dry, and dead plants and so on from the fall. So I'd like to invite you to rejuvenate and revive yourself this May. I am planning or I am doing a retreat with a colleague of mine, Elaine Cooper, who is a nutrition guidance coach, and she also teaches breath work. So we're inviting people to come out for a weekend retreat, May 3rd to the 5th. And you have an opportunity to relax on a weekend getaway with like-minded women in a spacious cottage with stunning lake views and enjoy outdoor hot tub where you'll gain insight and practices to revitalize and de-stress. So it's going to be a fun weekend. I really would appreciate your help with my posts on Facebook. If you could share them, I'd greatly appreciate that. So that'll help get more visibility. So at Graduate is where success takes flight.
Thanks, Penny Lee.
Yeah,
BAM referrals.
Yep. So I had a BAM with Ismael. He's helping me on a project that I'm doing for the community. Steve Brennickmeyer and I have ongoing work together. He's working on a video for me. I had a BAM with Cremina, and she'll be doing a presentation tomorrow at the Thursday group from her facility, from the store. So that'll be interesting to experience. Wendy, I placed an order with her for Norwex. I have ongoing business with Susan Ebbs. Also, Dwight and Nicole are a member of Graduate Thrivers, so I have ongoing business with them as well. What else? Oh, yes, and I referred Dwight and Nicole as a catering service to one of my brides for September. They were looking for somebody to cater their wedding. So that's it for me.
Thanks, Penny Lee. Great stuff. And over to Tanya. You were knowing that we're doing all the women. Go ahead, Tanya.
Tanya Hewitt from Beyond Safety Compliance, which is on the unceded, unsurrendered territories of the Algonquin and Anishinaabe peoples. You know how when people get up in the morning, they realize it's not Friday, and it's like, oh man, it's only Wednesday. There's still 3 more days left of the week. Oh man, I wish it were Friday so that I could get off work and just get into the weekend. Well, what I do is I help environmental companies change that typical mantra and start to enjoy their workplace more than hating it. The process starts with starting to align people with tasks that they actually enjoy doing, because we all have natural talents, although sometimes our workplaces don't align with what we are good at doing. So that's me, Beyond Safety Compliance. How does your work look? In terms of BAMs and things, Tony, unfortunately, I am in charge of an International Women's Day faith celebration this Friday, and I've been focused a lot on that. So I haven't been doing a whole lot of BAMs this week, but I hope to be able to get back into the spirit of things next week.
Perfect. Thanks, Tanya. Love the work you do. Deirdre, over to you. How are things?
Oh, good morning. Tony, I feel like you should know the answer to that if you ask me how are things.
Trying to be kind.
Things are great. Things are very busy. I'm the interior designer of the group, Deirdre Jorson of Eastborough Designs. My job is is to get clients, homeowners ready for construction. So ready for either a new custom home build or renovation. And I walk my clients through a complete design process, everything from concept design and space planning to the fine details of cabinetry design and material selections to electrical layouts, so reflected ceiling plans for lighting placement for the home. So really a complete package for your contractor to take and build. And so I give clients the confidence moving into construction, knowing that we've exercised all of our design options. I do everything from custom home builds to kitchen and bathroom renovations, additions, to material selections, and everything in between. So Deirdre Dorson of Eastboro Designs, I look forward to working with you soon. Ongoing business with Tony. I had a BAM with Norm Boyer last week, talking about a handyman and also the influence of design and how that could, we can have a collaboration there. And Guy and I unfortunately have been having our meetings, our BAM kind of pushed and pushed because, business actually comes about, which is obviously a priority, but I believe we have a coffee scheduled either this week or next. So looking forward to that. And yeah, that's it for me.
Okay.
Have a great week, everybody.
Thank you, Deirdre. And over to the all-important, very shy Wayne Pratt.
Well, I'm going to do Bernie's first.
Okay.
You guys all know Bernie, but you don't know how awesome he is unless you see him maybe you see him every week. But I want you to check out Knack for Business. Podcasts are changing how we educate and how we entertain. Knack for the number 4 business, B-U-S-I business, in your podcast library, whether it's Spotify, whether it's Apple, whoever it is. We've done over 200 podcasts, and we're changing lives. We're trying to build the community. So Bernie calls it the CEO suite for the non-COO. So it's incredible. There's always entertainment. There's always information. There's always thoughts to ponder. Call Bernie. Check out the website or podcast.
And over to you, Wayne. What you can do your infomercial.
Thank you. Everyone here knows me. My name is Wayne Pratt. I'm the founder of Motivate You, a coaching and training company. And even coaches need coaches. I believe everyone should have a coach. We have coaches on this screen. It changes your life. It changes your results. Now, I have a selling proposition that's a little different. I don't pay for the time or the hour. You pay when you get results. You spend an hour with me, an hour and a half with me, nothing changes, you pay nothing. That's hard to resist. Call me, Wayne at waynepratt.ca.
Thank you, Wayne. Okay, and over to Rick Boyer. Rick, how is it going over there?
Oh, we're surviving. This weather makes it really tough on us every now and again. Biggest thing that we've noticed so far this year is on your windows and doors. A lot of people it's where they open the window during the day, they close it at night. And what's happening is you get that bit of condensation, a bit of moisture on your weather stripping. And what happens is when it goes below freezing, that freezes at that weather stripping point. So you get your you'll crack your window open, condensation builds up because you get the warm air from the outside all working together. Condensation builds up, it gets into the cracks. So not only is water coming in your windows if it rains, right? Or if it rains on the roof, you got a roof leak. Water comes in those little cracks where it condenses up and freezes over the night. Then during the day, it thaws, that drips down. A lot of times we've had a couple where they wanted to open the window first thing in the morning when they woke up to get the nice fresh air. And the ice had built up on the weather stripping. It didn't quite open, so he cranked it as hard as he could. broke the crank, ripped the weather stripping because it was frozen to both sides of each other. So we have to replace the crank, replace the weather stripping. Not many companies will do that just to go in for those type of small jobs, right? They want the bigger jobs. So a lot of these big window companies, you call them up and say, I just need some weather stripping or a new crank, right? And they'll give you a $700 price just for them to show up at the door. So we fixed what your husband tried to fix. Rick from Boyer Boys Home Maintenance and Repair.
That's great, Rick. Do you know if your dad, how many BAMs that he did or any business? We can always get a hold of him, but just in case you know.
You nailed him. He's on appointment. I just saw him walk by.
No problem. Okay. All good, buddy. All good. All right. Good to have you. And I am Tony Jennis. I'm with Higher Self. I'm the spirit guy of the group. I'm a medium and clairvoyant and use those skills in a corporate perspective to try so we could get more, you can get more sensitive to the energies around us. One of the things that is very big that we're doing is you can use your home to do these things. In feng shui, it's like a map. If you give somebody that's never read a map before, give them a piece of paper, they would have no idea what all the colors are, or what looks like a stitch where it's a railroad, or what they have no idea where the hospitals are, and they have no idea. But it's a representation of what is out there. So it's scaled down to such a point where we could read it on a map that's 2 feet by 3 feet or whatever. And it's a representation of what's out there. The feng shui is the same thing. It got to the point in my business where when things were happening, like I had a lot more complaints from customers, the sales started going down. I wouldn't look outside. I look in my home, and usually I found the problems because everything's a mirror in your home. It's your lifestyle, and as long as it's you can know how to read it. And that's what we're going to be doing. I have a class at the end of the month. And if you want to know more about how to use your home to bring in and attract love, better relationships with your clients, more money, better health, feng shui might be the way to go for you. And looking at it, how to read this, because there's a very specific way to read this. So Tony Jennis from Higher Self, where we are here to raise your spirits. Every week we give one of our members more of an opportunity to talk about their business, to talk about their industry, than in a 1 minute segment. And this week we're showcasing Mike Volotsky. He's been with Phoenix for since the beginning, and he's got a wealth of knowledge in all respects. So, Mike, if you wanted to introduce and go with your presentation, you're on, my friend.
Great. Thank you, Tony. Again, good morning, everybody. So I just want to give a little bit of a snapshot of who I am. And so 64-year-old male, born and raised South Gloucester. So just kind of right a couple of kilometers away from the Rita Carleton racetrack. Married 37 years last week to my wife, Carolyn. Have 3 beautiful children, 2 boys and a girl, and all young adults carving out their lives, very respectful, doing well. Love life, love golf, love fishing, love nature walks, those types of things. And I love to surf in many different ways, as we all do here on this on the screen. And so my career started with I was in my customized van, and I just came out of high school, and I love mechanics and I love body shop, and which was at that high school at Gloucester. And I was driving down the road. My dad was putting pressure on me by going, either you go to university or you pick a trade. So, I wasn't going to go to university. I wasn't built for that. So I thought, well, I'm going to pick a trade. And I couldn't decide, body shop or mechanics. So I was in my customized van on Ogilvie Road, and I took a quarter out of my pocket and I flipped it. And I said, if it lands on tails, it's body shop. And if it lands on heads, it's mechanical. It landed on tails. It was body shop. And I looked down the road where I was at the stop sign to pull out on Oakley Road. There was a body shop. So I said, why not? Went down, asked him for a job. And he said, yep, like the cut of your jib. I'm going to start using apprentice. It's a 5-year program. started at whatever, $3 an hour, that type of thing way back when. And so I started sweeping the floor, learning the trade. 5 years later, I had a friend that was working at the same place. Me and him bought the body shop. And that was, and then we turned it into Body Mentors Collision. So we started our entrepreneurship, and we made that business last for 23 years. And in that time, when I was running the body shop for 23 years, I had a lot of customers, you know, that over and over and over, year after year, and they would come in, and I see their physiology in their face. I'm like, "What's wrong with you?" And they're like, "Oh, geez, Billy's just starting to learn to drive, or Susie's starting to learn to drive, and I'm all freaked out. And they don't know and what's going to happen, and blah." They were scared. So I came up with the idea. I said, "Well, why don't you bring them and some of their friends by the body shop after work, and I'll take you on a little tour, and I'll show you some car accidents, and I'll tell them how much it costs to fix, and maybe from that they'll take that in and slow down and mitigate the chances of causing an at-fault accident." And people loved it. So I did a lot of that. That's where We Care Focus started. As was going along in the body shop for the 23 years, in 1999, we had the ice storm. I was living in Greeley at that time with the family, and we were out without power for 14 days. And I listened to the radio, a lot of people doing good things and community services or what have you. And I said, you know what? I was brought up better than that. I got to do something. So I searched around and I found a lady that was always looking for something to do too. And me and her and two other individuals started Make-A-Wish Eastern Ontario. And Make-A-Wish was a worldwide organization, but it wasn't represented in Eastern Ontario. So we started that, we got it incorporated, and we were all volunteers, and we ran that for 7 years. And I was on the board, I was the fundraiser, blah, blah, blah. And I was doing that while I was running the collision shop. In 2006, you know, there was such a demand for wishes and things, so a lot more money had to be made. We were all volunteers. We all had our careers. We were all working hard, and we were all volunteering very hard. We were raising around $125,000 a year at that time, but much more money needed to come in. So I talked to my wife, because I believe happy wife, happy life. And I said, listen, Carolyn, I said, you know what? I think I need to sell the body shop and throw my hat in the ring here and become the executive director for Make-A-Wish, run the program, bring it to the next level. She agreed, but she said, we have a problem. I said, you know, the body shop pays this much, Make-A-Wish pays this much. We have our financial home things, all that kind of stuff to pay. You need to figure out a way. So I talked to my partner, and I came up with a solution. We were doing Federal Express vehicles at that time, and they like to do it on weekends, so it wasn't, they were off the road during the week. And so he didn't want to work weekends anymore. He had enough. So I said, well, why don't I get incorporated? Can I Enterprises, which I did. And I said, I'll take over the FedEx vehicles, and I'll give you all the insurance claims from people, because I was known as Dr. Dent back then. And so it worked out well. And yeah, so for 7 years, I would work about 35 out of the 52 weekends, pick up a vehicle Friday night, strip it down, paint it Saturday, return it, or Sunday, return it for Monday morning or what have you. And that's how I could afford to work for Make-A-Wish. Make-A-Wish at that time was climbing. We were doing very well. And by the time I retired, which was in 2017, we were raising around $1.5 million a year. And the organization is still going strong today. So that was pretty cool, nice feather in the cap. During that time in 2014, I was looking for something else to do as a volunteer, and I started playing it forward for Wishes volunteer committee. There's 8 of us on it still today. And from 2014, and what we do is we educate children to pay it forward by playing it forward through golf tournaments, through events, birthday celebrations, what have you. And we've raised over $500,000 since 2014 to date for the community. A lot of that, I'm going to say half of that went to the Make-A-Wish Foundation for the Adopt a Wish programs, and the other half would go to food cupboards, women's shelters, any community organization that was out there in need. We would dole out that money that we made each and every year. And that's still going strong now. And a lot of members here support playing it forward for Wishes on a yearly basis. And we appreciate that for sure. So then retired out of Make-A-Wish. I was still doing the playing it forward for Wishes, but I wanted to do more. So that's when I took We Care Focus back off the shelf. Revamped it, Basically, I have a 40-page resource guide, everything you can think of about distracted driving. Essentially, I teach mainly new drivers about the financial ramifications or the emotional consequences if they don't focus at the task at hand through a little bit of online and the resource manual. My hope is that they take a couple of insights, apply it to their driving habits, and mitigate their chances of causing an at-fault accident. I was also 11 years on the Eastern Ontario Sounding Board Collision Board. And believe me, I've heard a lot of stories, and a lot of them I wish I hadn't. And so, you know what? If we can save a life here, or an injury there, or even a ticket, it's well worth doing it. So that's a good referral for me if you know somebody that is a new driver and looking to notch up their game. Also started when I was at Make-A-Wish, I took over 200 hours of formal training with a master coach, a good friend and mentor of mine to this day. And at a master level, there's only very few of them in Canada at that level, as Wayne will attest, as a coach. And I wrote my own program because I needed something to serve me, because I was going through angst and things and some anxiety and what have you. So I wrote this program specifically for me. It's called Full Stride. Applied it to myself just about 6 months before COVID. I finished it after years of research or what have you, because it's all based on scientific fact, which basically means you can't dispute it. It is the way it is, and applied it to myself, and it worked out really well before COVID. I sailed through COVID. Like everybody in life, I get curveballs thrown to me. I can take those types of scenarios now, process it, toss it, and move on with my life, because we only have a certain matter of time, a certain matter of energy in our life, and that's basically what life is. So the issue, so in Full Stride, the issue out there really is people, still don't know how to manage their thoughts and emotions for their well-being. And by that, they get stuck, they get anxiety, they get depression. Is all based on fear of suffering. It's because their intelligence is working against them. So what I do is I help them surpass the understanding that they have of themselves. So I help them surpass the understanding that they have of themselves. And Socrates said it best: to know thyself is the beginning of all wisdom. And so what I help them do is I help them, especially individuals that are stuck spinning the wheels, and I got anxiety, I got stress, I got this, I don't know, I'm not motivated, I'm not what have you. It's because they're in most cases they're identified with their ego. They don't know their essence of who they truly are. And so what I do is I help them discover their essence of who they truly are and separate them from the ego. A lot of people are going through life going, hey, how's it going? Well, I got this job, I make this much money, I got this car, I'm a father, I'm a mother, I do this. It's what I have is what they identify them with. So when I separate that a little bit, I give them a little space between them and their mind, and which is where ego manifests, and a little bit of distance between them and their body. And from that distance or what have you, when they can center themselves or what have you, they really can deflect all that unnecessary adversity that they're going through. With a little practice, I can pretty well guarantee you that they can coach themselves, and fear of suffering will end, or at least be very mitigated. So Full Stride coaching and motivation simply holds the potential to guide those individuals to a present state of awareness, which means their true self. And then from that, desired transformation can occur. So a great referral there. If you know somebody that's stuck or has some fear of suffering or what have you, just not getting the full stride out of life and walking half a step, ask them to make a decision that will, I predict, that will elevate the rest of their lives. And it's as simple as, well, who's this guy? What's this guy? Whatever. It starts with the call. Take the first step, make a call. And if you like it, the rest of the steps we take together. Very easy process. It's not very expensive at all. And you never know, I might hold that key for that individual to help them walk full stride in their life. So that's it. That's me in a nutshell.
Yeah, thank you, Mike. Are there any questions? You're right on time, though. Wow, my way to go, Mike. It's awesome. Anybody have any questions for Mr. Mike? Yeah, go ahead, Wendy.
Thank you, Mike, for that wisdom and for all your teachings this morning. Did you say that there's people that are defined by what they have, or so they believe that they're defined by what they have?
Yes, and I think Wayne's nodding his head. He'll attest to that, and Tony too, his coach, and even Penny Lee, because Penny Lee does, teaching entrepreneurs or whatever. They have this image of what they think they are, what they should have, like that. But if you take all that out, and you really know who the essence of who you are. So that's what I teach, Wendy, is the big picture. You really get to know who you are. From that, then you can take a break. Ego will always be there, but you can really mitigate it and really bring it down to a low level of noise, which means it doesn't interfere with your decisions in life. Because, a lot of the things like again, to reiterate, I get curveballs thrown in my life. And instead of going down a rabbit hole or letting it affect me, or things that 10 years ago that happened to me, I'm still have fear about or suffering about, or what's going to happen the day tomorrow, I'm going to suffer about, all that is gone. It's because the bottom line, in the big scheme of things, bottom line, it doesn't matter. It's blittim. Bottom line, it doesn't matter in the big schemes. But it's easy to say, and when we're all aware and present right now and conscious of that, then it's like, oh yeah, hey, yeah. But what happens is you leave this meeting and you get back to reality and some phone call about some customer or this or what have you, and right before you know it, you're back into your old self again, which is associating with what your ego, what I have. This is who I am. It's what I have. It's what I've accomplished. It's what I've accumulated. It's what I do. Hey, I done this. I got this car, Wendy. I do play it for wishes. I do full stride. This is who I am. It's not who I am. I'm Mike Velosky. I'm an individual human being carving out their life. Life is only a certain amount of energy and time, and we got to make the best of it. So a lot of people that associate and are associated with their ego will lose a lot of their time, a lot of their life, a lot of their what have you. It's important what we do, but it's not who we are. So when you can separate that, believe me, I've had a couple of curveballs that would knock some people back and put them down that rabbit hole, process it. Yeah, okay, that happened a lot. Who am I? Go through it, toss, gone.
Yeah.
Great advice. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Mike. That's a great reminder, because anything that can be taken away is not you. Yeah, go ahead, Penny Lee. You have a question?
Yeah, well, that was really cool. I didn't put my hand up, but I don't know. The thing put my hand up for me. This is weird. Anyways, Mike, it was just like, whoa, what's it doing? Maybe it's on my hand. I wanted to know, I know that you've got great wisdom and lots of opportunity to share. I wanted to know what your target market is. Is it people in business? Is it people not in business, men, women, certain age category? Do you target a specific
With full stride, thanks for that question. With full stride, I had really, really good celebrations and success with individuals transitioning from their fourth year, fifth year from university into the real life.
Okay.
Because they went in with, this is what it's going to preconceived thoughts, like that. And I have some testimonials that I can send you about how I open up their eyes when they go into the real world from their little nest of their university that they were going through. And it really, really helps a lot of people get around it. But also, too, I help a lot of people that are at my stage of my life. I'm 64. Because again, there's only so much time and energy, meaning like, okay, the average man lives to 85. So if I'm 65, that's 20 years. 12 months is 240 months. We're already gone 3 months. I got 237 months. If I'm lucky, I buried Make-A-Wish kids at 3, 4, 5, 8 years old. I buried friends at 40, 50, 60 years old. So I'm very blessed and have gratitude that I'm 64 now. But in a perfect world, 84 is 20 years, and we know how fast time goes. And some people go, oh, Mike, that's backwards thinking or whatever, macabre thinking, what have you. Maybe you live to 90, 95. Yeah, okay, that's another 10 years, another 120 months. My point is, there's an end. And so I know that. I'm not scared of death. I teach on that. And so where I am now, it reminds me every moment I can when I trigger my anchors by going, oh, or this news thing about whatever the states or Hamas or all these bad things that are happening, whatever. I can stop that because it's a feeling from what I've learned through my coaching. It's a trigger. I stop that, center myself, and just go, wow, life is great. You know what I mean? I don't like what's happening around the world. World's going hell in a handbasket, but I can have a choice. Either go down that rabbit hole for the next month, which brings me down to 236 months left, and waste 1 month of my time, or live it to the best of my ability.
Okay, let me ask you a question in a different way. Who would you rather work
I'm
with?
not sure if we have enough time,
64-year-old
Penny.
or the people that are in their 4th year of university?
Yeah,
Which one?
I'm just going to put a hold on it. Hang on there, Penny. We're just on the top of the hour. We're just respectful that people might have meetings to go to. Definitely, this is a bigger topic. Schedule a BAM with Mike just to know more. He's a wealth of information. Every time I talk to him, I learn something. And I've been doing what I'm doing for 50 years. So he's a very deep concern. So way to go. Just a quick note, Sam, who is presenting next week, just so we have an idea?
Ema.
Okay, Ema's presenting next week and the week after, if you have it handy.
I don't know yet. It's going to be either Matt or Deirdre.
Okay, all right. Okay, we'll see how that goes. That's great. Thank you very much, everybody. Just to sort of sum it all up, everyone needs a coach of some kind, whether it's a spirit coach, whether it's a business coach, a personal coach. You need someone to look at you for what you're doing, because as the saying says, you can't read the bottle if you're on the inside. Okay, you got to have somebody looking at you and looking at that perspective. You'll be a better person. You know what you are better because you're going to end up doing all that work. So thank you, everybody on Facebook Live and YouTube, LinkedIn. Thank you so much for spending time with us. Those that are still here, and we'll see you next week. Biggest quote that I got over the last week was, "Be the world you want to live in, so that you can live in a world you want to be in."
Nice.
Anonymous. So
Bye.
take care, everybody, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Okay, take care.
Bye. Have a great